Eerieaquarium has warned you. Subliminal haunting is our game.
We begin with depression. A weight, a cold fog that drifts in, unnoticed at first. It's a visitor that settles without permission, soft yet unyielding. Depression pulls you to a place where even light loses its color. A quiet erasure, slowly, of anything warm, anything bright. You stand there, suspended, as the edges of things blur and wilt away. And yet, oddly, it's all too familiar. There's a comfort, almost. A fog you'd rather stay in than fight to leave. But comfort shatters with anxiety. Here, tension hums like static beneath the skin. Every shadow is a threat, every sound amplified. Eyes watch from everywhere and nowhere, unseen but never absent. The walls close in, the ledge crumbles underfoot, while below, darkness stretches endlessly. Safety, a distant memory. Here, the mind becomes its own predator, hunting itself. Insomnia arrives next, in the dark hours when even shadows sleep. You lie there, suspended between worlds, as clocks melt, twist, and dissolve into one another. Time drags and compresses, stretches and slips, as if mocking the mind's need for rest. Insomnia isn't just an absence of sleep. It's the presence of something far more oppressive. And when order becomes obsession, we find ourselves in the relentless grip of OCD. Here there is no satisfaction, only the compulsion to repeat, arrange, and fix. A spotless surface scrubbed endlessly, an order imposed but never achieved. The hands move and move again, tracing patterns that shift and dissolve on their own. The mind, trapped in its own endless loop, becomes both warden and prisoner. Then comes PTSD, a state locked in perpetual replay. Time freezes, splinters, trapping you in fragments of something too raw to remember, too sharp to forget. Each sound, each shadow, threatens to drag you back into that same instant, over and over. You're alone in a dark room, the walls bleeding faint images of things that happened. Things you'd rather never see again. Yet here they are, waiting, pressing in, as vivid as the day they took root in your mind. The mind, in all its vigilance, slips into paranoia. Here, every corner hides eyes. The sense that you're watched, that someone, something, is waiting, hidden in shadows, invisible but always there. Paranoia isn't fear of the unknown, it's fear of the familiar, of things you know are there yet cannot see. You try to outrun it, but the eyes follow, unblinking, hidden yet relentless. Borderline personality disorder pulls us in next. A life caught between light and dark, between rage and rapture. Emotions swing wildly, clashing against each other. You're walking a tightrope, reaching for hands that shift and disappear. A mirror maze surrounds you, each reflection showing a different, extreme version of yourself. Joy, despair, fury. Each expression a fragment of something too fractured to hold in place. Reality becomes a hall of mirrors, and you're unsure which version is real. Bipolar disorder pulls us even further into this world of extremes. Here, joy and despair are not opposites. They're twin forces, tugging the mind in opposite directions. A face split in half, one side bright and alive, the other shadowed and tear-streaked. A storm brews overhead, one side flashing with lightning, the other sinking into still twilight. It's not the emotions themselves that overwhelm, it's the swing between them, the feeling that you are two people in one, pulled in opposite directions by forces you can neither stop nor contain. And now the fragments begin to blur into one: schizophrenia. A face stares back in a shattered mirror, each fragment showing a different version of yourself. Ghostly figures hover at the edges, their whispers blurring, merging into something you almost understand but can never quite make out. Reality bends, and you stand at the center, surrounded by echoes of yourself, haunted by faces that are yours, yet are not. Schizophrenia takes you beyond self and reality into a place where nothing is certain, where your own mind becomes an alien landscape. And finally, psychosis. Here, the mind unravels completely. Reality slipping through your fingers like sand. Faces warp, blend into shadows, whisper secrets you were never meant to hear. Your own face flickers, fades, merging with a distorted landscape. The edges of the world dissolve, stretching, contorting. Here, nothing is stable, nothing is known. The mind becomes an abyss, pulling you in deeper, tearing itself apart, leaving nothing but fragments of something you once called you.